You can't go nowhere.
Was the worst trade that we could have.
Is that what we
Bridges?
got?
Could it be Bridges? I don't think so.
Wait, Bridges.
As in, could Bridges be that star for Brooklyn? But I don't think so. I think he's more likely to be it for a WNBA team. We've gone.
Be nice.
Why are you cheating?
Sorry.
Stop trying it.
The winning side.
Oh, no. I hear it.
I be gymming.
You get out.
No, I mean
why?
it.
You
I
mean
mean
it.
it. No,
That's
I mean
why
it
I'm saying.
respectfully.
That's why. We are connected.
dislike
We
them.
don't like Boston on this side at all.
Welcome to the More Than Ball Show. It's episode 38. I am Ola.
I'm Paige, and we have a special guest.
Special.
Later.
Message.
So, Wheeler.
One
What's
more,
up?
Barris.
Get out of here. What's up, guys? How are we doing, man? Thank you guys for having me.
Needs no introduction. Man like Ovie Soko. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I got here late.
It's okay.
And I felt really bad.
Oh, nice.
You know, I felt
no,
so bad.
we're still open.
But I appreciate you guys having me. I've had a pretty good morning.
That's
Pretty good
good.
start to my day.
That's good.
I feel like I'm back in gym mode. I go through phases.
Seasons.
Call it seasons. I'll be on it, bang on it, and then I just get off it. I feel like it's holidays that throw me off. If I go on a holiday and I enjoy it too much, when I come
I see
back.
your content though. So you're saying that you be posting stuff that is like from September. You're
No.
just bringing it out.
Reload.
That's why I be going missing. Nah. No reloads, no reloads. That's why I be going missing. That's why I go missing.
Because you be hibernating.
I be hibernating, and I'm not on it all the time like that. So I don't be posting all the time if I'm not on it all the time.
Yeah, no, fair.
But you feel like nice and refreshed. Now you're back in the
feel
gym.
fresh.
Yeah.
Feel fresh, feel good.
That's good.
Comeback season.
Innit?
We'll get onto that.
Mm.
Yeah. My
You see me, I sat up straight there. You see that?
my top tip is take a skipping rope everywhere. That's how I get my workouts in. On
Really?
holiday. Yeah.
Skipping rope is literally, I feel like that's been a discovery for me
Yeah.
this year. And especially because I had ankle surgery, so, foot strength and building all that stuff. Yeah, skipping is just a good workout.
Yeah.
Good workout.
I think you burn 3 times as many calories skipping than you do running.
I don't know the
Really?
facts.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It sounds good though.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Maybe I'll
Get double
get me
dutch.
some rope.
Yeah, do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
involved.
Get involved.
Yeah, not involved.
I be
That-
gymming.
I hear it.
I be gymming.
She's in
Yeah,
there,
you're
she's
an
in
athlete.
Sometimes.
You got athlete in your blood.
There we go.
there. You got to keep the work going. But yeah, we wanted to ask you a few questions. I definitely know that the listeners are going to want to...
Take them away.
Yeah, they're going to want to know some of this stuff. So should we just jump straight in?
Jump straight into it. Man.
Okay, like the question that we ask everyone, athlete, ex-player, or maybe current, we'll talk about that. What has your basketball journey in the UK been like?
Ooh, basketball journey, I would say, to keep it nice and sweet. Started off pretty unknown. Started playing in Barnet when I moved there from Tottenham around 12. So I started playing basketball around 12.
What team was that?
Barnet Bulldogs.
Okay.
Barnet Bulldogs, local team. Wasn't the most popular team. I went to White Heat to train sometimes.
Yeah.
Who was your
For
coach?
those who in
White Heat.
Ben. There was a couple of different, but Ben was the one that I remember pulling up on most. He had us doing the frog leaps up and down full court.
Before my time. No way.
Yeah, very sick times. Very sick
Yeah.
times.
Falling on your face.
But
You have to
made
do it also.
I've done it before.
Wow.
Yeah.
it's the real deal. But yeah, so I would travel around, play pick-up around London like most of us do that are in the ball community. And then I got an opportunity to go out to a camp in the States after year 11. And it was a weird time because I didn't really know...
Much about the
I
transition.
didn't know about the transition. I didn't even know
Yeah.
I had the opportunity yet.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Because it was something where I'd been having a discussion with my parents. They're like, yo, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And it was like, nothing else was really going well for me. Like, school wasn't my thing. So, yeah, we were just trying to figure out a path for me to get to the States. But obviously, mad expensive. Ain't got a piece for that. Long story short, went to the camp in the summer. The coach, he reached out to a friend on the East Coast. Like, within 3 weeks of me coming back home, I started preparing to go out to the States, and it was, it's God's blessing, man. I really can't.
Congrats.
A lot of stuff that's happened in my life has run like that. Where, I can't really say it's all because I worked hard, or it's just I was in the right place, right
The right
time,
time.
and things.
How many people in your age from here was given that same opportunity? Was it many?
Oh no, man.
So
Like,
it was still quite new for people
it was
to go
still
over.
quite new, and this was before like Barking Abbey started up. It was
Oh, wow.
before all of the.
Sounds like before I was
Now
born.
my age.
Ovie, how old are you?
I'm showing my age. Showing my age. I'll keep that one quiet for now. I'll just let everyone speculate.
No,
God.
But it was before all of that. It was before all of
Oh.
that. So it wasn't like people weren't. It was still like a big thing for someone to be able to go to the States, and because I was unknown. You know, I knew Ryan, Teddy, a couple of the, guys that I played with. But, yeah, no one really even knew that I went out there. It was just like I was on this sort of mission by myself. No one had given me any sort of confirmation or said, oh, yeah, you're nice. Like, there was no hype like that around my name. It was just me by myself saying, nah, I can go and do this. Do you know what I'm saying?
So I guess with that, like when you don't have that, right? When you don't, you're not like the first draft pick, and the story around that. Like, how do you build your name? Like, what were the things that you did for that?
As far as like once I went out to the States, I mean, the first thing going out there, especially someone who's from Europe, typically Americans, they think all Europeans are soft, all you know how to do is shoot. You know, there's a lot of stereotypes around it that I think now basketball is proven otherwise. But it was just about earning the respect of the guys. And there's two elements to that. There was a side that I feel like I was lucky because I didn't know who anyone was. So there was no clout pressure
Comparison.
element.
Yeah.
I wasn't comparing anyone to anyone. I was just
Wasn't like
eyeballing
you.
everyone. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna come at you the same way I come at him.
Yeah.
You know, and that's sort of how I made a name for myself, especially in like sort of the Virginia area. And the DMV area is like, it's real. It's real. It's probably one of I would say it is the most competitive. Probably no, but you probably got the most hoopers that come out of that area in the most talent in the States. I would say it's arguable. You could argue because you've got Maryland, DC, Virginia, and then North Carolina. That pocket there, yeah. They don't pump Kool-Aid in their veins. It's real.
They be tough out there for sure.
Very
tough.
And I guess when you're like not in a position where it's like highlight reels are being shared, because you said this is pre-Barking Abbey days.
I'm old, guys. I'm old. Dinosaur.
You've not got YouTube out there to be seeing what people's matchups is going to be. Then you just take it for what it is. Really.
Hold on, whoa. Violation. Vile. YouTube was around. YouTube was about. I was seeing there was mixtapes out. Allow me. I had watched Through the Fire, Sebastian Telfer. You're not like, come on. YouTube was out. That's mad. You're not gonna have people think
clarification. YouTube was out, guys. Just so you know. But yeah, maybe not the Sam Nita Hoots Fix.
Yo, I'm gonna put this out there. I feel like my Hoots Fix, that might be the goated Hoots Fix like highlight tape. It has to be.
Really?
It's the first popping one.
We have to insert that.
It.
Yeah, we got to insert that clip.
Search that up.
Make sure we see.
I don't. It don't matter, but
He said it doesn't matter, but it
don't
does
really
matter.
It don't matter. But you know how Soulja Boy said he started certain things like.
No.
All I'm saying is, Sam.
We just need you in the Gucci headband.
The
now.
Midnight Madness. What is it?
The Midnight Madness joint.
Yeah.
Midnight Madness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay,
Right,
fair,
but you remember
fair,
Chris
fair
Brown came
back.
down. Okay,
You see,
okay.
like, and that was big. But then my one, I feel like, was one of the first ones where he proper started doing when he was doing like the individual highlight tapes and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there was
But your
stuff
one
like
is
that.
individual, low-key.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Wow,
It is.
Windmill, you got up.
Don't do that.
He said, don't
I might
do
be
that.
top. What? I gotta be like top 12, top 15.
We might have to
like
have Sam.
most.
This is nice, you know.
Yeah, we gotta get Sam to
I
actually.
might be top like 15.
Give
Like
yourself top 10.
most athletic players.
Give yourself top 10. Go on. Let's get
No,
Sam to
no.
validate
It's
it.
just because the young lot, they're
Yeah.
getting mad now.
Yeah,
So I
it's
just give myself
crazy.
15 because I feel like I can hang in that top 15 for time.
Fair. Plyometrics has really
Yeah, the
changed the
players, but yeah, the young lot.
You used to shoot a lot more hair, though.
Yeah, yo, don't.
She's
you better ask
assessing
about
your
me.
game
Ask
live.
about me,
I
man.
remember watching man play. Like,
Ask about me, man. Ask about. Before I went to the States, it was scary.
Yeah.
Wow, the shorts are really coming up to here. Okay, let me stop.
AI and his influence.
The shorts really coming, wow, like down to the ankle.
Yeah, it'll be like that.
Well, you said before you went to the States, but like when you're thinking about the comparison, like life in the States versus life in the UK as a basketballer, as well as the competition, like what was the difference?
In America, the first thing, and you could attest to this, I don't know how much time you spent in the States.
I did summer camps. Fun fact, I don't think I've ever said this, but I did Camp America, and I was like the basketball coach every year.
So you would have seen like the energy just around it. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Just the energy around the sport is different. And Americans in general, Americans love sport. I don't think there's a country in the world that puts as much importance on sport as America. Like that's fact. Americans, from when the kids are 2 years old,
Bouncing a ball.
they're trying, what's he gonna go pro in? Like, he's gonna be a baseball player, or he's gonna, like, that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's how you doing, Yankee. You get so the energy around it, how big the grassroots game was. You think Sunday League in England is big? Go to the AAU games and you'll see stands packed, thousands of parents and watching kid under 10s play. That was the first thing that just jumped out at me. It's like, yo, these people really love sports, and because of that, the facilities and
and I would even think that the infrastructure, because my biggest thing whenever I went to camp was just just being surprised at the infrastructure that the schools had. Like you're talking like football fields at like secondary schools with barely any people in it, and it's like as well as the fact that you have the space for this, you actually are maintaining it with floodlights. Like we don't even have those in parks, and there's more people turning up at those parks than you guys have in your school, but for some reason that is like a mandatory expectation as part of your schools. So like I think for me, I think it was like the infrastructure, and I feel like having that infrastructure then breeds the ability.
It goes hand in hand, and it's like there's a political discussion around the sort of where the game is in the UK that we could have, but don't really want to get into politics. That's boring shit. You know what I mean? Podcast. We here to hear some clickbait.
Fair. What is the most political statement that you would say about the game in the UK then?
Yeah, it's like, quite frankly, the money goes to the sports that are played at private schools. It's as simple as that. And it supports a certain demographic very clearly. It has nothing to do with the popularity level, because if it was based on the popularity level, basketball is the fastest growing sport in the country. So
it's the second most played.
And the second most played. So it's like, okay, well, it's not a popularity thing. The kids clearly want to play. They're showing you the numbers. It's
a domestic sport.
Who's playing the sport?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, do our kids play that sport? No. And the person who's having that discussion, they went to Eton and they went to Harrow on the Hill, and their mates are prime ministers and governors, and that's how it goes.
And they spend their time in squash courts at 13 and so on.
So do you think if we had the money to invest in the grassroots game here, do you think it would have the same standard as the US, or do you think there's more that would have to be pumped in?
That's one of those things that I don't think there's a definite answer, because there's an element of you have to see how it goes. I think every country is very unique. I would say we're very similar to France in the demographic, but I think we also bring something different. You know, like France and England culturally, there's there's differences, and you see that through the style of basketball. So I think we could come with something that was a very good quality, but it would be its own thing, which is what I feel like, man, the world is missing out on that when you
that unique space.
It's a unique take on the game.
I think that is an excellent comparison in terms of where we could be with funding and also where the sport will still stand politically. To me, I think the answer to that question is that if the money was there, you couldn't give it to the government. You couldn't give it to larger organisations. You will have to give it to the grassroots. Because if you want to build it from a culture perspective, then you don't sell it by you don't do it by filling out arenas, by making basketball cool. You just go to the places where people play it. You give them the access to the space that they need, and the game will grow because it gets cooler by those people being involved rather than doing it top down.
Organically, you go top down. Like once, when anything ever blows, as soon as the higher ups in any industry, as soon as they get their hands on it, it turns to shit. Once you lose the element of the pressureless creativity, I don't know if that's even a
No, we'll take it. We'll
But
take
I
it.
understand
you
that.
get
I like
as
it.
long as
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
understood. That's all I was going for. Cool. As soon as you lose that, because now there's funding, and the funding people, all they see is, oh, you done this last time, and this is what made
This
this.
metric.
So yeah, just do this again. Let's multiply this. That's not how creativity works. That's not how
True.
That's not how it works. So
Yeah.
and that's what happens.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Like, creativity is needed in a world where there hasn't been innovation, and so actually you can't then just assume that with money both will come.
Things will fix, yeah.
Yeah,
Bada bing, bada boom.
So apart from gym, what else do you do, Ovie?
I do a lot. What
that
don't I
question
do?
better aggressively. Like, so
What
come on,
don't
tell
I
us.
do? So okay, so a hobby of mine. I do like. I enjoy design and stuff. I'm very
Oh, you
creative.
brought out a lion.
I'm
your dad?
bringing. Oh no, I done that. I done
Yeah.
that with ASOS, which
Yeah.
was my first real kind of dabble into the world of fashion from the angle of being like a creative director and being
Yeah.
able to have my complete input. And it
That's
was
so
mad
sick.
because it was like in the deep end.
Yeah.
Jumped into the deep end, but for me, what it was more important about that whole process was, okay, I need as much creative control over everything so that I can really, and especially at the time, I was like, yeah, people let me do what the I wanted.
Yeah.
So I would be able to put whatever was in my mind, I can put it out there and I can gauge what hits, what doesn't hit, how what the concepts that I had, what was translated, what missed, and it was sort of, I could do this with a company kind of doing everything. So the elements of it, that world that maybe I didn't understand and now I understand much better, I was able just to be a sponge and just experiment.
Yeah. And I guess you'll take that all into what you've got coming. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's fire. It was interesting because the question I asked you prior to, it's so heavily like, is where the passion for it has come from.
Really?
And where the whole idea for me even wanting to get into making clothes, it didn't even come from fashion. I love to, let me see if this hits, but I love to dress well and I like nice clothes, but anytime I went into high fashion spaces, they don't have stuff that is naturally made for my frame.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're a taller lady or you're a taller man with an athletic build and a certain, certain body type,
Yeah.
like, okay, there's nothing for us in a high fashion space. That is made specifically for your body type, because the general consensus is, well, you're the minority, so why would we
Spend
spend so much to develop clothes that, okay, the clothes that fit you really won't fit anyone else. But, if we make stuff for everyone else, you might be able to squeeze into it and we can alter it to kind of fit you. And I'm like, that's mad to me, like, because I just feel like people, tall women and tall men, you should be celebrating, and you see it so much. You see taller ladies, like, they shrink when they go into rooms, and taller men sometimes, they like, you try to make everyone else comfortable in the room because it's such a thing, like, so you never want to be a bully to a certain extent. So, but things aren't made for us. That's the bottom line. So I was like, man, you know what? There definitely should be a high fashion space for my body type and ladies that are taller. Do you know what I mean? And I think what it will stand for and like the visuals, how it will even look. It's like, yeah, no.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Man.
Ready to make a purchase. Ready to model also, Ovie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was telling you,
Just
man.
put it
You
out
need
there
to be
that,
like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be.
I'm
in high
5'9", just putting that out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I see myself tall.
I'm telling you, nah. It's like my concept is I don't want to. There won't be any of the female models won't be like under 6 foot, preferably. I want 6 feet and up. Female models and the men will be over 6'5". So it is categorically saying like, no, this is for
This
taller
group.
people. You know what I mean?
That's great that you done that. I think, do you know TTY Irene?
Of course.
Great. What she does is so great with ASOS, and I think you doing like a male like thing with that, and for the females also, there's just more variety.
Put it this way, shit's cold. It's fire.
I'm excited,
I'm excited
Ovie.
to see it.
Wow.
It's fire. Serious.
Check you out.
I guess like thinking about the space that you're in now. So obviously you've made this transition.
It's not in now. Don't. I'm not in any one space.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry.
spaceless.
Spaceless. Okay, let's talk specifics.
Yeah.
So the work that you've been doing with the British Basketball League over the course of, I guess, a few years, really. Yeah, tell us about that. Like, how did you get into it? Where do you see it going?
So obviously I started on the playing side. You know what I'm saying? So
The winning side.
the winning side, trust me. But you know, TV media is something that has always sort of been an area of intrigue for me. I studied broadcasting and journalism when I was in school. So it's mad because at the time I was like, okay, I found it interesting, but I never really thought I would do anything along those lines. Because, you know, every hooper is like, yeah, we're going to go to the league and I'm about to make 40 M's every year. That was my future, for sure. Obviously, that didn't happen, but it's mad how things have come full circle. Now, you know, Love Island stuff, my basketball, now the opportunity to bring TV and sports together just made sense. Yeah. Just really made sense.
And I guess like you touched on Love Island stuff, but like one of the things that
hit it.
I guess
Here it comes.
No, because like I was looking, obviously doing my research.
These cups are so popping, by the way. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to just. I feel like. Anyway.
Shout out Spotify.
Yeah, on the cup.
Keeping us hydrated.
Spotify.
We love it.
We got to talk. Joking.
But less about like you on the show, and I guess more about you coming out. Like I was reading a little bit about some of the interviews that you had. Like you had one with the BBC, and you're talking about people need to remember that you're an athlete first. Yeah. And actually, that you don't, just like you said, you don't just operate in one space. So like now that you're not playing, what would you say you are first?
What would I say I'm first?
Is the question,
Say I'm free.
We love that. We love that.
I say I'm free first.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
it's something that I always hear, the idea of people being like having wealth. It's very typically directly correlated to amassing a lot of money and and assets, which that is a part of wealth, but the time element of wealth and to be able to be flexible and to build your schedule, it takes discipline because you also always have to. I feel like we're creatures that we need to be growing, or else we're, you know what I mean? Yeah.
No,
So
we love that. So yeah, you're free to like, I guess, explore.
I feel like it's that's the first thing I am. Obviously, I invest. Done a decent job with the money I made as an athlete. So you know, property is something that I'm involved in, and I'll continue to be involved in because it's a no-brainer. It's a long game. But now I'm also like, besides the brand, I'm learning. I feel like I'm relearning different skills that I could really, really enjoy. Trying to relearn what I enjoy to do now as a hobby. Like just enjoying that process.
Yeah. And I guess like one of the things that I was really like intrigued by as part of that was also that you wrote a book.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Ovie, you wrote a book. What?
You wrote a book.
Yeah, it's mad.
And I think it's that point.
I feel like a lot of stuff is moving too quick. But
Yeah, because but it comes down to that point that you said that you're free, right? Because actually it's also about free to explore creativity because you have time.
Because you have time.
And actually,
which I could always appreciate. So it's something where I'm like, yeah, I have this time. But even as an athlete, something that you have at your disposal that I don't think enough of us really utilizes. You have free time, man. Like obviously those recovery hours where a lot of guys are, you know, just do resting, which you should be, but like
Playing 2K.
Playing 2K, like it's because you do just want to disconnect, you know, after you've been driving your body so hard. But there is an element of guys, we need to be just work out on your mind a little bit, because the beauty of it is you have more time than most people have outside of their 9 to 5. So even if you picking up something will take a little bit longer, you can work it on your own sort of timing outside of work. You can pick your own schedule, and you can grow just multiple arms to be able to move pieces around. And I feel like doing that, coupled with having been an athlete and the network that gives you access to, bro, you really should be undefeated. As an athlete.
And I guess it's also the mentality that you have, right? As in the ability to fail and see failure as a path to success. Yeah. That actually, even in a situation where this isn't your ball game, like you haven't done X, Y, Z before, it doesn't stop your ability to learn what needs to be done, refine, deliver. Like
because that's what the athlete journey is about. It's like, I want to make this many 3-pointers this season. Cool. You don't do it. All right, back to the drawing board. You get a little bit closer. You hit that target. All right, something else. That's how it is.
Sick. I didn't know this about you. It's
I
quite
feel
fun.
like there's quite a bit that people don't know
that's why you
about me.
can't like, I asked the question to see what you would say about what is your thing now, and I love the fact that you said free, because it's open, because you are
It's
so
just
much
like,
more than
we all
labels, yeah.
naturally are like, we're conditioned to like answer that question. I'm like, it's such a question, because it makes people feel like it can push people into
boxes,
into 20 years of doing something they don't like.
Because
Like,
that's
you
what
do,
you
like
are.
constantly asking someone, what do you want to be? What are you? What do you want to be? What do you want to be? That can push someone into doing some shit that they hate.
Yeah. And as a
For
Nigerian
all
man,
of their youth. And as a Nigerian man, like,
I can
doctor.
imagine. Yeah,
ain't no
doctor,
one trying to
accountant,
hear nothing else. Like,
it's a
what are you
word.
talking about? It's about.
Yeah.
So I hear it, but that's why, anyone else's situation, I can't really talk for you, but I'm grateful. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed for real.
No, it's a
So
word.
what to the young kids listening and what have you, what would you say that they should do, in a sense of like, you're an explorer, you're a creator, you know, and don't make your path so narrow? How would you say that to kids today?
Basically just to keep their perspectives open. How would I say that? I would say that there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong. There's no definite path to get to what you want.
Yeah.
And just be open to the idea that as you're working towards whatever it is you want to do, understand that you're also changing as a person. You're growing. You're taking on new experiences. So it's okay to constantly be pivoting, which is what I was talking to you about. The ability to constantly be growing and have an idea of what direction you want to go in. As long as you're sailing in that direction, trust like the little changes in the current are still taking you. I'm going in the right direction. And I feel like as you mature, as you learn yourself better, as you spend more time, hopefully growing just as a person, as you've been going in the right direction, that is like the beacon that will carry you to a more finite spot. And you'll find like, now I'm in my 30s and I'm really feeling like, I don't feel the same kind of pressure I felt in my 20s. Do you know what I mean? Not because everything's perfect. Like, I still be having bad days. I still feel like crap sometimes. Like, you're still going to go through that. But it's just like, like, there's a level of calm. Like, I ain't worried about shit. I ain't worried about shit. You know what I'm saying?
I also think like that thing that you said about the currents as well is that I think when you're younger, every task, everything on the checklist you feel is like the ultimate goal, without realizing that actually that one thing is an opportunity for you 10 years down the line. It doesn't have to feed what you think is the ultimate. It will feed something else later down the line.
Something else.
And it's always exactly. And so actually, if you put, just like you're saying, you're working towards that and putting your best foot forward, you'll be surprised how many things in your way
have just like, things have just started just falling into your lap. And you're like, wait, hold on. I wasn't even expecting this. But you stay diligent with it. And the key thing, I think, for young people, I would just say, don't get discouraged. Now we're in a time where a lot of young people, they kind of fake not being discouraged and, being almost indestructible. Every young man is Drake and every young woman is Sexy Red. Like, that's not the reality. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be discouraged when people don't see your vision or they don't see your light yet. Don't see it yet.
Love that.
Yeah.
God's timing.
Yeah.
You understand?
Always.
Yeah,
Everything Irie.
What's going on, everyone? Here's Ovie, and you see Paige just do me dirty. But we are having fun here at the More Than Ball show, guys. Get locked in, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Stay locked in.
Should we get into the NBA?
Yeah,
I feel like we need to.
Let's touch
we
on
need
the
to
NBA.
talk about
Let's
it.
touch on the NBA.
Let's talk about it. Okay, so obviously
Idiot.
Eamon isn't here, so we're probably going to have to talk about the Celtics for her. So I will play the role of Eamon
Go on,
for
then.
today. Eamon is a Celtics fan, and
I hate
Celtics.
Celtics.
Oh, sad.
You heard it here first.
I hate Celtics. No, it's not even.
What's
I feel
the
like
reason?
Mo Moonsey. Mo Moonsey. Like, no.
You was here
Do
last
you know what?
week.
Hey, Mo's good. Mo's good people. But that's why I hate the Celtics.
Man, my bestie.
And they're doing well this year, so I can't even say nothing to them.
They're like
But,
the
yeah.
villains at the
No,
top.
but me and Mo have like really
Are
fallen
they?
out over
Really?
the Celtics and the
wow.
Suns before. Yeah. It's
I
like,
say
it's
you're
real.
a Suns fan.
I'm a Suns fan. Yeah,
Oh,
it's peak.
sorry.
Or
man.
is it KD?
You get out.
No, I mean
why?
it.
You
I
mean
mean
it.
no,
That's
I mean
why
it
I'm saying.
respectfully.
That's why. That's why. It's the genuinity. Oh.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
but we're
No,
Bucks fans.
Yeah, yeah, we're Bucks
we're
fans.
We're in the boat with you.
But you
No,
know
you're
what?
not in the boat with.
no, we are.
At the when-
failed administrations and like.
But at the beginning of the season, we had high hopes for the Suns, though.
Yeah.
We thought they'd
What?
be in the final.
With
I mean,
what? Are you?
but that
We
was
thought
assuming-
KD had a team.
that
Devin
was,
Booker. We thought.
Yeah, Devin. I don't know. Where
Bradley
he
Beal
went.
was the worst trade. Was the worst trade.
Bro,
I thought that
Bradley
he would
Beal-
come out.
he needs to.
Bradley
he can't
Beal
go nowhere.
I really
was the worst. The worst trade that we could have. He was the worst person we could have picked up. The worst person we could have picked up.
And he's not going nowhere.
And you traded out Chris Paul in my mind, where I'm like, look, he has his things, his deficiencies, because he's getting old. Like, he's getting on. However, what he brings to the team in
He'll do it.
leadership, in, do you know what I mean? He pretty much made Ayton. Because Ayton was, Ayton obviously top pick, but he wasn't the same player once CP pulled up. Because CP, he understands like the psychology
You got to dial in
behind the
him.
team around him. Like, there's so many elements to being a good point guard, which I feel like most people, they look at production of your points, assists, and they look at those
The
sort of
stat sheet.
numbers, and
Yeah.
that's what they see as, oh, he's a cold point guard. Do you understand, like, Chris Paul being in the locker room and understanding how DeAndre Ayton's temperament is, and DeAndre Ayton comes across as maybe a bit of a passive player, and as a big man, you can't be passive because you must be fed. So you have to almost be, you got to be a dog in the paint. You feel me? You have to tell them
Need
little
to gun it on
motherfuckers
him.
outside,
Yeah,
give me
yeah.
the ball. Like, you have to, that's just what it is, especially the way the game's going. Or else they're just gonna shoot 100 threes a game and they won't even look in the paint. But now he's coming there and he understands this and he's still getting it to book. He's still and then we have Bridges and then we have Cam Johnson. I'm like, yo, we had such a cold team. And then I'm just like, oh.
But then
bro,
I was rooting for the
this
Suns
is a
last year.
headache, bro.
Like, remember,
You were,
I
you
was
were.
rooting for the Suns last year. Like,
I mean, I thought they would get
'cause
far, but
I
AE
thought this
said.
was I thought this was CP's free. Like, I thought it was his only chance of getting a ring. I was like, if he doesn't get it, if he didn't get it last year, he was never going to get it. That was always what I said. So when that trade happened, I actually thought he was going to Golden State as an interim. I thought he was going to end up somewhere else. And then when
and I feel bad for him too, man. And I feel bad for him. I felt like we needed to give him a decent backup, you know. But once we started shipping off the role players as well, I was just like, yo, you're giving away young role players that they seem like they have a mindset that you just don't find. Frank Vogel, forget about it. Once oh gosh.
I still felt like they were in good position to do well this year. It just didn't.
we
work.
had a lot
I think the season told us that, because I feel like Bradley Beal was not great.
Not it.
Bradley Beal is
but what
always
was he
gonna
ever
be-
going to do? What was he ever going to
But
do?
I mean, and also defensively, like, you had
Bradley
no
Beal,
team.
I could have told you, like, there's a difference between players that are very, very effective. Their numbers could be great on a doo-doo team. We all know people like that. There's a difference in the productivity where it
Cunningham.
matters.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. That's that's very
low.
rude.
That is a low blow. Why Cade
I don't
Cunningham?
think that's his fault. To
That's
be
not
honest.
his fault.
That's not his fault.
He's
You
fresh
said
in there.
players that
He's
can
fresh there, though.
have
Yeah,
good
but how much
numbers
can
in
he
a shit
do?
team.
No, but he's just there. Like, Bradley Beal grew into a player that had good numbers on a shit team. Like, he grew into that. He didn't come into the league like just flaming people. Nah, I remember when he left Florida. But obviously, young player, had some years to grow. But it's just a bad idea, man. What are you doing over there in the Suns? Swear out.
Yeah, and he's not going nowhere. So next season should be interesting. But we were talking about the Celtics and how much
on
we
then.
hate them.
Dislike the Celtics.
So the Celtics have just swept the Pacers. People are saying it's a cakewalk.
When you on stat sheet,
Let's define it. Define
Okay,
cakewalk.
cool. I hear why people are saying it's a cakewalk, but when you watch the game by game, bro, you saw elements of old Celtics, like where you're like, wow, are they gonna win? Like, what's going on here? I do feel like Jalen had a great series, rightly so, MVP. But yeah, there's times I'm like, nah, man, not feeling it. Like, I'm just like, I'm not impressed by that team. They're not doing nothing amazing to me. And then if anything else, it's just mediocre, and that's where other teams are catching up. So you're making, but I do understand, like, when you got to play teams that aren't on your level, you tend to play lower sometimes.
But then I don't feel like you see other teams in the NBA do that and that's what I would say about the Celtics. I feel like the Celtics are where they're supposed to be. So like to some extent, you can't praise a fish for swimming. You should have been here. You guys have been. You've achieved all season long.
That's what I'm saying. It's not exciting.
But then you always have to. You do always have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like they are supposed to, but it's like But then you still have to.
But then if you're supposed to do it, and like you've been in this position for the last 3 years, is it? Yeah, you've been in this position for the last 3 years.
So let's see what you do.
Yeah, like at this point in time, fair enough, 4-0. Like you got to give them respect because for a final, that's a big deal. Yeah. But then they also did it having every team that they have beat so far. They didn't have their key players for at least 2 games.
I do think
that's
injuries.
Why I think they're going to get caught up because they haven't gone through it like. Every
But
championship you need adversity.
Yeah, but if Luka playing, I don't think his knee can hold out.
I think it will. I
honestly feel like Minnesota could do a thing.
I agree. I completely
You think
agree.
Ant-Man's going to come?
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
No, because Ant, I feel like there's no doubt in his mind. Like,
no,
Ant really believes. Like,
he's
and when you have a leader like that,
you believe
and
with
the
him.
Talent,
Yeah.
Put it this way, it's not a thing where I'm like, it's still a huge feat if they do it. However, like the Mavs, they have to go in and win the game. Like they have to go in and take game 4. It's not going to be a thing of, all right, well, 3-1, gentleman's sweep, just give us the... Nah, you're going to have to go and get that last game.
Because every single game has been 3-4 points in between them. And
it's been very close.
It's been incredibly, like, it's been unfortunate situations that, like, obviously unfortunate situations are the game of basketball. It means the defense wasn't good enough. It means you didn't read the play. But the reality has been, it has been like one element of someone not focusing has cost them the game, and actually that means that it can go either way every single way
every time.
And the reason, like, I have a friend that loves to shout out to Kamani, he loves to be in my DMs about my predictions because up until now they've been completely correct, and I said in 7 Wolves, and he was like, if you're still banking on this, but he said that if you're still banking on this, you're expecting that the Wolves are going to break a record that no one has ever broken.
Yes.
I would love to see it.
Because Ant is a player that we ain't never seen.
And I agree with that, but part of me is a little bit like, I want to put all of my hope in it, but if I want to be realistic, I feel like he could do that next year. I don't know if he could do that this year.
No.
I don't think he'll get to a point
I think he'll get
next year where he's down this low.
Yeah, I think he'll get to a game 7. I don't know if he could take game 7. That's the thing that I don't believe at this point. And I feel like he has as in his ability to lead that team and get them to believe it, because it is literally Jimmy Butler last year. Don't let me get 2. That's the line, isn't it? And he said it. He said, I'll see when
they'll bring the kicks back for him.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's already got the mentality.
He's got the mentality.
He's driving, and he said, "What did you expect me to say? That I was gonna we're gonna lose? Like, no, like, I saw him wearing the shoes. I'll bring him back the shoes." So he's got the mentality to get to game 7. It's whether he can win that game 7.
But the thing is, it's like if he does go to game 7, it puts a lot of do you know what? I would say it puts a lot of pressure on any other team in the NBA. You know, like the way Kyrie and Luka are built. Both, they're literally two of the most just stone cold, just killers. That we've ever seen
skillful,
in this game.
Yeah, I think the combination of all of the things that they can bring, not even just in the clutch, in the game, like it's just
you know when they're like, it looks like that player's playing like a magician. Like, it literally looks like magic. I was with Miles and Miles Hessen, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Miles
light
Hessen
skin. Yeah.
And jeez, that's light skin.
There's very Miles. I know, dark skin and the light skin. Okay, go.
Man, Miles Hessen, Team GB captain, winner of the Commonwealth Games. Big up Miles.
Later.
But no, we was at Eurobasket where we got absolutely drunk.
Annihilated.
But
it's not the topic of the day.
Is that what you guys doing at Eurobasket? Yeah.
No, but we were watching. Obviously, Luka and them was on the other side of the bracket, so we was watching one of Luka's games because all of his games, all of Giannis's games, it was all
everywhere.
The primetime games. So we're watching this brother Luka play, and me and him, we just sat there. We sat there and we were looking, and we looked at each other, and then we were just saying like, bro, how he's playing the game. I've never played that game. Like 98% of players who play basketball, they have no idea of the game that those guys are playing because it's so that what they have access to doesn't make sense. It don't even come across.
How they're pulling
It
out of their
it
bag.
don't come across 50% of the player. It's not even in your brain.
Yeah.
For 50% of you, and then the 45% or whatever of you that you can think it up in your brain,
But
do
can you-
it.
Yeah.
That's
to
one of
pull it
those
out.
ones where the ASOS dress comes and it's like what it looks like online and what it looks like in person.
Two
And
different
then-
things.
Two different setups.
Yeah.
And then you
Wow.
got Luca, and you got that special. And it's something that as a player, I just you gotta appreciate it, man. Just really appreciate it. Appreciate that we're in this time where we can see those kind of players. Appreciate the
It's
next
true.
talents. Just appreciate that, man.
Yeah, because I feel like the name of this series, because we talked about, like, we've been talking about how this series has been so much more entertaining to watch than any other, and I feel like it's probably because, not this series, maybe this final series, the whole shebang. I would say that the reason it has been is because the themes have been leadership, skillfulness, and actually just like adversity. And I think, like we talked about all the way from the Clippers, and I kept bringing it up, that actually the Clippers have made a whole new name for themselves this season, and every team has gone through something that they've turned around. And actually at this point in time, we're just questioning whether or not it's a game of what do you have in your bag versus how well can you lead a team. And actually, you've just coined it when you said that, like 45% of people, 50% don't have it in their bag, 45% can't bring it out in that time.
Yeah,
and
like,
that is the magic that is Luka and Kyrie.
They're just like
100%.
and that era.
No,
of players
agree,
is just-
agree,
that's
agree.
just what-
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it is,
It's
and I think
special.
the reason they can, like specifically on those two, is that like everyone says that Luka plays the game at his speed, but so does Kyrie.
Kyrie plays his speed. It's just a.
It's faster.
That's his speed.
It's given Filipino fast.
Yeah,
Like,
he looks like he's hardly sweating.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That
You can
is
go
his
up and
peak.
down, up and down,
Yeah.
up and down,
He
up and down.
can-
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? So
Yeah, and I think for them to both come together and be able to do like both, like as in,
It's hard to guard because you don't know what you're guarding at what given time.
Yeah.
They're both at the floor at the same time. Who's like,
But you know
It's
what's
hard.
mad? It's like from a standpoint of just the clutch element, and this could be just my lack of knowledge of the game, but I don't remember the last time there was a player like Luka Doncic.
never been a player like Luka.
When it comes to his he's just
On
got
air.
ice in his veins.
Yeah.
He's just, but literally, it's not the bravado. It's not the I've been spending 100 hours in the gym every day, so I'm confident. No, it is how he was
Time.
born.
yeah, yeah.
He was born with that. He didn't work to get that element of being because like
He's
when
just
you're
got
18,
that dog in him.
I also feel like the way that they play, because like obviously Luka was out here calling Kyrie Mr. Fourth Quarter, and when the two of them are exactly together,
they're just trading pleasantries. That's all.
and when you think about it, it just makes me feel as though they spend the first 3 quarters like this, and then they go like
Then
this.
they just sit and then they sit up
Do you know
like
what I
this
mean? And
last
it's just
quarter.
like as though they just know, like, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay, let's lock it in. That's literally what it feels
That
like.
is a fact.
They might be
One-
looking up. They're like, damn, like the score looking kind of.
Whoever they
kinda
doubling,
tight.
just go to the top and get the ball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then everyone flatten out.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's
wild.
That nah.
It is special to watch. It's fun to watch. In this era of super teams, I feel like we are finally. I feel like the NBA has now adjusted to it. I feel like over the last
It's a word, yeah.
decade, the NBA has struggled adjusting because every year that was the complaint. Well, that team, they got a super team, or they got this many good players. Nah, everyone got.
Yeah.
Everybody got something.
Everyone's got
Something.
everyone's got a couple big guns in the arsenal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
No, it's
I
And
true.
it's interesting
think
because
it's adjusted now.
it links into what we were saying when it's like, is it the duo season or is it the triple threat season? And
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
argument. But actually, the reality is that it goes back to, is it leadership or is it skillfulness? Because skillfulness, I think, is duos, and I think leadership is trios. Because there's more people that you have to get into the right mentality to win a game. And one of those trios on the Wolves is Cat. Who
I hate Cat.
Yeah, tell us why you hate Cat.
He's like a self-proclaimed like best big man shooter. Like he
I
thinks
hate
he's
Cat.
the best shooter.
Cat, I'm a hater. I'm a Cat hater. You don't know me, but I know you, and I don't like your game, bro. He's so talented, but he just comes across as someone who there's nothing genuine about his game. There's nothing like, and especially as a big man, you want the anchor in the paint. I don't know. You just want him to be a real one. You want him to be a real dog, like. And
I
he's
do
got
want
the, he's
more
got
out
the
of him
talent.
every game.
He's
Every
got
game
the
I say I
talent.
want more out of him. So
But it's all for me. It's all for it's all for the stats, and he plays for himself. And like, if it wasn't for,
you don't see it as a selfless player.
he's not a selfish player at all.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all. If it wasn't for Ant, basically forcing him to kind of now embody that, because the rest of the organization is bought into Ant. Do you know what I mean? Ant had to come there, say, "Oh, you got them keys? Doink! I'll take those." Started up the engine, and now Ant's on board. You know what I'm saying? But let Ant go to like Washington Wizards, or let him go to a program or get traded somewhere where, okay, now it's a rebuilding process again. He'll go back to the same old, selfish cat. So
True.
it's like, bruv.
So you think he's bought into the hype? It
He's bought
benefits
into the
him.
hype. He bought into that, but he's a bandwagon guy for sure.
Yeah.
100. I can guarantee you, they probably share that sentiment in the NBA. The real dons, you know what I'm saying? They share that sentiment.
So what are you saying, Mavs v Wolves? Who's taking that?
I got Mavs, not Mavs. Wolves.
Really?
Wolves.
I would love it for the Wolves.
I just
you just want it for them.
Yeah, the
Underdog.
part of me
That's
that's enjoying
special.
the story.
Yeah.
The part of me that's enjoying the story, I'm like, I don't want the Ant train to stop.
Yeah.
Keep on going, man. Like,
I think that's my reason why I'm like, he can come back and do this next
he
year.
could-
But like for me, like as much as I'm loving this story, part of me is a little bit like similar to how I felt about CP3, was that if he doesn't get a ring this year, when will he get one? And I would say Kyrie. I do think Kyrie and Luka can come back and do it again next year. But I think with everything Kyrie has been through over the last 4 years by the organization,
It would be.
him being the face of the league is a slap in the face that they need.
That is
And
But
in
I
this
don't
year
think-
specifically,
I think even if he gets to the final and wins, I don't think he will be the face of the league. I still feel like that.
He
falls
won't
on
be
Ant.
the- he won't be
they'll
the
make
face
it
of the league,
league.
but
They'll
it's-
make
But
it
you mean it will
league.
just be a statement?
Yeah.
It's a statement.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, I
Okay.
don't really do it your way, and I
Yeah.
don't play by your rules, but
Yeah.
I'm still the best out here. Now you guys can have it.
Yeah, and to do it,
Pay
and
me.
to do it in Celtics,
And to,
like as in to do it at their, because that's where the game 7 will
At
be.
the- yeah.
As in
Look,
to
look,
do
look.
it there.
Yeah.
I can see the energy
Oh,
bubbling.
like as in, I just think that, like with everything that we know about Boston, like them man are racist as and they gave him the hardest time. Fair
Yep,
enough,
yep,
he didn't
yep.
always perform for them. But he had,
My mind has just been. I'm only
Yeah.
clocking what you're really saying.
it's like
You
I'm like,
remember
yeah,
now?
It isn't
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the organization.
Yeah.
It's the actual franchise being like, you know what? Like I don't even have to say middle finger up to you because I got a ring in your
a ring.
hometown, and it's not your ring.
I got this one.
Like
Whoever comes out, I want them to win. I don't want Boston to win.
Yeah, honestly,
it sounds
at
so
this point-
sad because I am proud of what Boston have done, but it's just
We
kind
are
of
Boston haters over here. Everybody, come on. We are Boston haters over here. We are connected.
dislike
We
them.
don't like Boston on this side at all. At all.
I think it goes back to what we said. They're doing what they always should have been doing.
yeah.
It's really hard to pay for swimming. Like at this point, like. Yeah, it's sort of a little bit like how Nuggets won last year. No one was really excited.
But like if they were to win this year, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, it feels a bit like
What?
that.
Everyone's tired of.
Like
everyone's tired of
Jokic,
it.
go with your
But
horses.
you know what it is though? I just think because Jokic isn't a he ain't into show business. So that element, it's a bit frustrating because it's like, yo, you're the biggest thing in the
about-
sport
yeah.
right now. Care about it. You know, give us something to
I think
write
he cares
about.
more than
He
what we
does
think.
care more.
But he will never show it.
But he's not.
Yeah.
He's just not like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Serbian people. They're not like a. They're not a out. You know what I'm saying? They're very calm, cool, collect. Every teammate I've had that's from Serbia or from that region, the Balkans, they're the most chilled characters you'll ever come across. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I think an element of that, like Americans, damn sure don't like it because they want you to pop your shit. But then I don't think everyone fully understands that. You know what I mean?
And it's true because I think wasn't it him that said there was one point where he was interviewed and said that I can't remember what the question was, but his sentiment at the end of it was that if I'm 70 years old and people are following me around with a camera, that's really sad. Like as in he just wants to be 70 years old. And I was like when
hear
you
that,
put it like that, I hear it.
I hear that.
All
It's just
imagine
a
cameras in your life 24/7.
Yeah, it's a completely different culture. He doesn't want it. He didn't sign up to it. He just wanted to play the game.
I was talking to Allen
a
Iverson,
Kyrie.
yeah, and he was like, he was at dinner and he was changing his baby's diaper. It was years ago, and someone was like, "Oh, can I take a picture of you?" He was like, "Hold on, I'm just changing a diaper." He was like, "Oh, fuck you then." Da, da, da. He was like, "I can't even change my baby diaper." It's like, God damn, like
It's a word.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Human first.
And I guess actually, as a celebrity, like, do you feel that as well? Like, people feel like they should have more access to you than you're willing to give them.
I don't, man. I feel like people naturally, because of the way the whole media is set up, they will feel like they know you. Do you know what I mean? But it's also it depends on the relationship you build with the media, and you know, if you let them have this much, then that's how much they get. If you want to let them have that much, well, yeah, you're more susceptible to people having some shit to say.
Yeah, I think Prince Harry said the same thing, actually. Fun fact.
Oh, yeah.
When the whole Meghan Markle thing happened, but that's
Bless.
a conversation for another day.
Okay, so we're gonna play a little game. We're gonna see what logo we prefer. So here we go.
T-Raps, Toronto Raptors. I feel like since we're talking about the Raptors, it is only right that I preface this by saying, Drake, you fought hard.
What you fought?
Drizzy! BBL Drizzy! Drake, you fought hard.
You still Drizzy Drake though, like
Yeah, still Drizzy. Hey, come on now.
But you lost that one.
I think at any point that you needed to
Do you know why?
respond to every single thing that was said about you, rather just make your own song, you lost.
Yeah, he's clipped. It's clipped.
line.
It's clipped. It's clipped.
You're
I
not
didn't do
responding
that.
exactly.
I was like, oh, and that
Yeah.
was fake information.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And that's where
slow
you
down.
need to be more objective. And not
yeah,
so,
exactly.
"Hey,
Honestly,
you see,
You
we
see
just
what's
did
going
it."
Care
on?
too
You're getting
much.
it. You're getting it.
Wow, that's funny, boy.
But
Yeah.
the
We
logo.
got a preface to that.
I prefer the new one. What logo do you prefer?
I'm going with this one. I prefer this one.
You're going with the actual like
Old school.
Actual Raptor, yeah.
no.
Because
You know
Childish.
what? I love the classic one primarily because that's the memories I have, like a Vince Carter, like doing all that, and T Mac when T Mac
Boring.
was playing for. You said boring.
Nah, she cut you off.
That is. Oh my.
I just watched highlights. I didn't actually.
You know
I
what?
saw him at the Hawks. I didn't see none of that.
I feel like the Raptors, like one of the things, like this is me with my marketing hat on, and maybe you will appreciate this now.
Oh, let me hear.
I feel as though brands should evolve with giving you at least an element of what it was before. I don't think the claw is enough for Raptors.
It's not.
And I think
It doesn't do it justice.
It's too simple. It actually looks as though this is the first logo, not evolution of the old one. And I think that.
What do you think of the London Line logo from what it used to be?
The London Line logo, I ain't gonna hold you. The old one was whack, but
Oh, Vince. Okay, go on.
Also, lions aren't.
let's
yellow,
not even talk.
like, as in the colorway was like, as in
Colourway was mad.
it was crazy.
Why are you guys mad at the yellow and purple?
Like, as
That
in
was my favourite
That
kit.
yellow was way too yellow. Like, I've
It
never
was like
seen
it was
a
yellow.
lion,
It was like it wasn't even.
It was, this would have been a better color. To be
Yeah,
fair.
man.
Like, as in,
Canary,
that was like, yeah, it was
Nah,
bright
that
yellow.
was all bad. But then what they've updated it to, I don't know. It looks like
Canary Wolf.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
It looks like a banking Canary Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact, I
yeah,
thought you meant a
yeah.
lit.
I was like, oh, is it like the skyline?
It's giving
But
E-
is
E and
what
Y.
Yeah, it's
very
true.
corporate.
Yeah,
Very corporate.
incredibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I feel like you can miss so hard when people try to like go with this minimal, simplistic. Like there's an art to that. There's a genius behind the Nike swoosh and its simplicity. Do you know what I'm saying? But the hours that it takes to get to that.
Yeah.
People just try and put up some simple thing looks like a.
Fair enough.
I feel like this looks like you could have, like, arguably you could have done this on Canva. And I think that is that's a poor portrayal of a franchise when actually this is your history and your legacy.
You're right.
I think
Still preferred the new one.
2-1. Cool. Next.
I like the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a minimalist. Is that how you say it? Minimalist.
And it's a better executed.
Better executed
Yeah,
update, but then, well, that's New York. You know, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
What was the circle around it for? It's like a world, like a solar.
Maybe it's got something to do because this was
that
New
meant to
Jersey,
be a-
wasn't it?
Yeah,
So maybe it has something to do. Like, do they?
something.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
maybe
know.
they look at stars
I
there.
don't know Jersey like that.
Yeah, don't know. I still feel like this needs to go for an
It could-
iteration or two.
Yeah, it can be updated,
yeah.
but
It's
I
strong.
definitely like it. Prefer it.
Yeah,
Preferred. Waiting for the new version.
yeah. maybe they have to transition. Like they need to get to the element of simplicity they want to deliver. Like they had to take it from New Jersey to Brooklyn first before they could really play with.
Start doing
Yeah.
Shakara.
Oh.
This is a tough one. Because I like the execution of. See, this was executed well. Because I'm like, but the old one's cold as well.
Oh, this is actually
hard.
This
was
oh.
hard. Did you guys watch ATL growing up, or is that my age group? You definitely didn't watch ATL.
I didn't watch it, but it's also my age group.
Okay. Yeah, I remember ATL.
I'm gonna say I prefer the old one. I'm gonna stick to it. It is mad aggressive.
I prefer the red of the new one. I think that makes it bolder.
Yeah, I like the red of the new one.
But I feel like maybe you could have done something with a ball, like. Because there's so many circles, like I feel like
this just looks like. Do you know what? This looks like where the Leicester Riders got their
how they just got a horse.
Yeah. Angry horse.
Oh my gosh!
Like
that to me is wild. As in, like that is the perfect example of you have jumped way too many iterations. Like that.
Yeah, you missed the middle phase.
Yeah, like when you are a well-established brand, then you can come and do that. But how bloody dare you just put a horse there, and we're supposed to associate that with a basketball team? Doesn't make any sense.
Yo, that is crazy.
That's crazy. You could have at least maybe you could have like the plout of the horse could have had a basketball something.
Yeah.
Don't just think that.
That's crazy. You'd even put the name on.
I like the new one.
You like the new one?
I like the new one.
I do prefer the old one. I don't think either is bad, but
the colours. I prefer the simplicity of the colours of the new one.
Yeah.
Because actually we've got like 4 colours happening on this old one.
The old one's cold though, but I just like the new one. I don't know what. Do you know what it is? I feel like because I love hats and that logo looks sick.
How did your hat get on your head like that?
I don't know.
Studying the logos too hard.
Cavs.
Oh, old one.
Don't like the new one.
Really?
I don't know why. I just don't like it.
There's no reference to basketball
Do you know why? There's no LeBron James associated with the new one. So yeah, no, but the Cavs are doing their thing.
I think I prefer the new one. I think it's cleaner.
It is cleaner.
It looks like an army. Something to do with the army.
And I guess that
shield.
is what Cavaliers are, right? So they did well to get that shield in there and give you something. So like, I like
they've updated it well.
Yeah.
That's just a personal, just preference.
But there's no reference to a basketball on it.
But I feel like LeBron has probably meant that they don't need to. Like this is as in the land is a name. Like it isn't a brand. It isn't a developing brand. So actually, they don't need a basketball there anymore. Like,
okay, fair.
I think the idea that people can see and know it's Cleveland Cavaliers is an achievement, and that's probably because of LeBron James.
Okay, fair enough. I don't like either, but let's move on.
Yeah. Maybe Brooklyn need that star for them to update their logo. Yeah.
Is that what
Bridges?
We got?
Could it be Bridges? I don't think so.
Bridges.
As in, could Bridges be that star for Brooklyn? But I don't think so. I think he's more likely to be it for a WNBA team. We've gone.
Be nice.
No, respect.
76ers.
Oh. I prefer the new one, but I still feel like there's
the old one. There's too much history. Iverson, that's Iverson over there.
Yeah, but that's...
I feel that one, yeah.
But the graphics, as in, we're looking at the same thing, like, as in, look at the quality of that.
But it's very old school. It's like, I feel like, it's just giving the first PlayStation kind of vibes.
Yeah.
I like the gold though. It's winning gold.
Yeah. But there's too many colours. Like, you
There
got
is
red,
too
there's
much.
way
Too
too many colours.
Oh,
The
there's
new
2
one.
different reds
Oh, 9
also.
or 10. Yeah.
I feel like the new one is too... it looks like a baseball, though. I think that's one of the biggest failures of it,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
it's
for
also...
a sports city, Philly.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And then even like the font is given baseball.
Yeah. It's making you think of a pinstripe shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I would expect if they had rebanded this, they would then be wearing Charlotte Hornets type jersey.
I'm waiting for the rest of the picture. Like the picture like that. Like,
yeah,
I'm waiting
it doesn't feel complete with the whole brand.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's finished. It looks half done. Half baked.
Branding experts, guys. Hire us. Spurs.
89. It's cold.
I like the new one. The 202.
The new one, I think it fits Spurs too, man.
Yeah.
The new one. Yeah. think Spurs have. I mean, but that's how Spurs do everything. There's
Yeah.
no surprise there. You can literally see the progression. And
That
that's-
colorway is wild, though. I think that's mad. I don't know. I don't
What
know
one?
Which
That,
one?
How did they get from grey to those?
The
Oh, I don't know.
989.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
But
I thought
what,
this was
89?
the year you
Speak with words, woman.
Was this not when
Speak
March Madness
plainly.
started? Okay. I'm joking.
You see what they're doing to me. You see what they're doing to me. I feel like that looks like 80s colours. No.
But it's also to go from grey and black to 3 colors that you just lost. Like you just went, nah, let's go back to grey.
Yeah, San Antonio's in Texas. There's a lot I don't understand about Texas. I feel like we got
That's another podcast.
You know, let's
I
also
wonder how many people in like Britain actually know that San Antonio is in Texas.
I've been to San Antonio.
But I'm on like
Yeah,
I
but you
just
live
don't
in the
know.
States. That's not fair.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't feel like a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess maybe more so because San Antonio isn't massive.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. Well, everywhere in Texas is
Texas is gigantic. Yeah.
Texas is
Its own country.
its own country.
Once upon a time. Cool. Okay. Final game. We're gonna play 20 questions. So you've got to write a NBA player. It has to be an NBA player that we're gonna know. So let's not try and cheat each other. And essentially, we'll stick it on our heads, and we get to ask 20 questions about them to try and figure out who they are.
Okay, my first question is, am I in the finals? I mean, am I top 3 teams
What do
at
you
the
mean?
moment in the playoffs?
No.
Am I on the West Coast?
Yeah.
What team's on the West Coast? Am I old?
Yeah. Relatively.
Relatively.
Yeah. You're seasoned.
Oh, seasoned.
Yeah,
That's facts.
seasoned. Yeah.
Do I have a ring?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
No. Am I on the Lakers?
No. Nor have you ever played for the Lakers.
Never played for the. Oh, have I been traded?
Multiple times.
Am I skillful? Like, am I known for having like mad skill?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Last question. Am I KD? No.
Oh, sorry.
James Harden. Oh. Am I the system?
Yeah, literally. I was like, if you...
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Good one. Good one. Good
I
one.
thought that was going to be
That
your
was
next
good. That was
question, actually.
really?
Yeah. But yeah.
I think it was harder because you went first though.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
KD
'cause-
does have a ring.
Okay. Am I on the East Coast?
Oh, no, you're definitely not.
Am I still in the playoffs?
Yes.
Am I black?
Kinda.
Really? I mean, I would say you're American black. Like, as
Is
in,
that
you're basically...
cafe con leche? Anyway, go on.
You're light skin.
Do I play? Do I play for the Mavs?
No.
No.
It's cat. It's cat. It's cat. I knew it.
How did you guess?
Yeah, because it's like, okay, in the West, it's a black player, so it's not Luka Doncic. It cancels all the white players. And then, yeah.
And what you said about Cat before?
And then I knew it was a cat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, do you think that was too given? I thought it would have a hard time.
Double bluff. Could
Cat.
have worked either way. Cool. Okay. Am I in the West?
Yes.
Am I still in the playoffs?
Nope.
Have I got a ring?
Nope.
Am I the system or a role player?
Whoa.
Wait, can you? It's only yes or no.
Oh, okay. But
Why
I
are you?
guess
Why are you
that's-
cheating?
Sorry.
Stop
Sorry.
trying it.
But that's the alternative, right? As long as we agree that if you're not the system, you're the role player.
Yeah.
Okay,
So am I the system?
Yes.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, yeah.
What do you mean? Ain't nothing guess.
Yeah, no.
There ain't no guessing around there.
Was I in the playoff bracket? Like, did I make
No.
it to the playoff?
No.
Was I injured?
No.
Do I play for a crap team?
Yeah.
Am I the problem?
No.
That's a good question. Just saying.
Why are you
Just for you, just throw that out there.
Yeah, because that like eliminates.
Facts.
Am I a 1 or a 2?
Nope.
Damn it. Okay. Am I Cade?
No.
Is that even the right? Yeah.
It is right, but no.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
You do know.
You do know.
No, you do
Oh,
know.
you know.
Is it obvious?
Low key, yeah.
It's one way you
Stress.
see it, it'll just be like,
You
you'll be
do
like,
know, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you'll be
yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Like my one, you're gonna be like,
Am I? What's that guy's name? Puma sponsor. LaMelo Ball. Is that on the West? Is it not?
That's far east.
Far
That's
east.
all
asking the wrong question.
That's as
Yeah.
far
I
east
don't know
as
what
you
to
can go.
ask. Am I big?
Yeah.
Like a 5?
Yeah, and you're out of time, so come on.
Ah,
Come on!
There's only a
that
couple.
isn't in the playoffs.
There's only one.
No, I don't know. I can't do this.
Okay, take it off.
Oh, my God.
There's only one.
You know what's like?
big.
I even said, come on. Look how
There's
much
only-
stretching.
Oh, my days.
There's only one
That
big.
is so painful.
That's jarring. That's annoying.
Oh, my God.
I know that was gonna annoy you.
That is...
Sit with that.
That is... Guys, thanks for joining us on More Than Bald. I'm joking.
Ovie, thank you
Thank you.
for giving us your presence.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
This is Spotify Studios, House on A Saga, and come back soon, hopefully.
I'll be back when I get the invite. I told you last time.
Yeah.
When you invite me, I'll come.
Okay.
You didn't invite me for months.
Oh, sad. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we'll have you.
But guys, thank you so much. We out.